Alright, quick heads up. This one's heavy, but it matters. Veteran Epstein reporter Julie K. Brown says the new files are worse than she expected. Worse. That's coming from the journalist whose work helped lead to Epstein's 2019 arrest. On the Bulwark podcast, she said, "Oh my God, this is worse than I thought." She hinted there are big people involved. She's getting flooded with tips. So many that even stories she'd normally jump on are getting pushed down the list. Overwhelming. Now that should be the moment where the government release brings clarity. Instead, the Department of Justice rolled out Epstein files so heavily redacted that whole pages are blacked out. Congress literally passed a law to force this transparency. But what we got has sparked outrage and more questions. Representative Thomas Massie called it a bogus Epstein release. Looking at the blocks of ink, I get why people feel played. Here's where it gets even weirder. Julie K. Brown says her own American Airlines booking info, flights from July 2019, showed up in the DOJ dump, attached to a grand jury subpoena. She asked, "Why was the DOJ monitoring me?" That's the same day Epstein was arrested. Look, it's possible there's context we're not seeing, but the fact that a reporter's itinerary appears in these files without a clear explanation, that fuels suspicion, not trust. Meanwhile, victims are calling the release a slap in the face. Marina Lacerda, abused at 14, said they expected way more. Another survivor said she combed the files for her own statement and a call to an FBI tip line and found neither. Imagine reliving your trauma to help investigators. And then, you can't even find your own words in the transparency drop. The DOJ now says they've discovered more than 1 million potentially relevant documents and need a few more weeks. They're reviewing to protect victims' identities. That's important, obviously. But when redactions appear to go beyond what's necessary, people wonder if protection has turned into protection of the powerful. Here's what I'm looking for next. A timeline for the remaining million-plus docs. A clear redaction policy. What gets blacked out and why. An independent check to ensure victims aren't erased while accountability is. Because right now, the story isn't just Epstein. How it moved, who it shielded, whether sunlight is real or performative. Julie K. Brown's gut reaction, worse than I thought, should chill anyone paying attention. If even she's stunned by what's surfacing, we should be asking louder, not quieter. So, what do you want to see unredacted first? Flight logs? Internal memos, prosecution decisions? Drop it in the comments. Keep it respectful, keep it focused, and if you're a survivor, take care of yourself before anything else. I'll keep watching this, pushing for receipts and updating you as more files drop. Thanks for caring about the truth, even when it's ugly. Stay safe. I'll see you next time.